So you guys that know that I'm not the biggest fan of Esteban Ocon, that's not a surprise. I actually do think that Haas going for him in a sense is a bit of a downgrade really when it comes to a true team player compared to Kevin Magnussen, who they could have kept on as a driver. He is still going to be around the Haas team as kind of an advisor really, but it's an all-changed lineup for 2025. With Haas, Ollie Behrman comes in from Ferrari. That is a very exciting move. He of course had a few cameo appearances last season in 2024. Esteban Ocon, meanwhile, he is very experienced of course, but I do think he's a driver that only really has 1 or 2 good races a season. I think other than that, he is very pedestrian. But from a mental health point of view, from a personal point of view, this move is already seeming like a positive one for Ocon. He's saying that he's much happier now than what he was at Alpine before. I wonder why. Let's have a look at this article, guys. Full article over on the F1Chronicle.com. As always. Esteban Ocon admits switching from Alpine to Haas has been a breath of fresh air. The Frenchman's soured relationship with Alpine, formerly Renault, ended abruptly even before the season finale in Abu Dhabi late last year, when his successor Jack Doohan stepped into the cockpit. Even teammate Pierre Gasly, definitely not close friends with Ocon, recognised the brutality. "We didn't really have the opportunity to say goodbye," he said on Tuesday. Ocon, however, insists that he has landed in a good place at his new team, Haas. "There are a lot of different things, but a lot of positives," said the 28-year-old to L'Equipe. I feel very comfortable right away. "Everyone listens to me with their ears wide open. That means the team really wants to put me in a comfortable situation and try to improve. All the things I asked for were implemented." Ocon implied that being listened to is something that he is not familiar with recently. "We did a complete redesign of the steering wheel and it arrived in perfect condition, exactly as I wanted," he revealed. "These are not things I'm used to. It would have taken 8 or 10 months where I came from. Here it happened in a month and a half." However, Ocon did not want to dwell on the negatives and end his 5-year tenure at Enstone. "I have turned the page on my Alpine chapter," he said. "I wish them the best for the future. It is a team that will always have an important place in my heart." Naturally, it will do. It was the place where he has gotten his, so far, only Grand Prix victory. And I believe most of his podiums. Did he get a podium for Force India / Racing Point back in the day? I can't remember. I think he got close to it at least. But maybe all of his podiums too. But definitely his only win in Formula 1. So yes, it will have a special place in its heart. And being a Frenchman, of course, competing for a French team, effectively the French national team in Formula 1, is of course a pride of place thing. However, I mean, I've spoken before about Alpine. I've spoken about how they do things in Formula 1 and how those things are, let's just say, a little cheap. Not quite optimal. Sub-optimal is a good way to put it, in my opinion. In my opinion, Alpine or Renault or whatever they're going to be called, whatever brand they're going to change to at some point, they will never be a success in Formula 1. They will never win championships in Formula 1. And I will stick my hat on that, right? I would. And I absolutely would stick my house on it as well. I'll stick everything on it because the way they do things, from what I've heard from people who have worked with them, been associated with them, I'm not going to name names for very obvious reasons, but honestly, there is a reason why they continue to fail in Formula 1. It's because they penny pinch to the nth degree. And maybe not having their own works engine, maybe that will allow more resource to be put into the chassis side of things while having a good power unit in the back of the car. I don't know. But for sure, and you can argue that the situation with Ocon is one of his own making, what it was at Alpine. I would certainly argue that it was. I mean, he just crashed into Pierre Gasly, and I can imagine after that it was, a pretty awkward place to come and work. I imagine the decision was pretty much made behind closed doors at that point to get rid of Ocon and bring in Jack Doohan, even though it was only announced publicly in the summer at some point, months later. We know that when Flavio came in, the deal to get Doohan in the car was already done, hence why Doohan is in the car this season at the start of the season and not Colapinto. For now, that's going to change, of course. I'm sure it will. But guys, what do you think? What's your opinion on Ocon? Being harsh on the guy, I honestly got to think that he is someone who is incredibly inconsistent in Formula 1, and he only really appears for 1 or 2, maybe 3 races a season, and the rest of the time he's just average. I honestly think that Ollie Behrman, over the course of the season, will beat him. I really do. I think Behrman's an excellent driver, but he's still a rookie. So it's going to be a big learning year for him, but I still back him. I'll say it now. I think Behrman will beat Ocon. British bias? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe anti-French sentiment. Who knows? But yeah, anyway, I'm happy for Ocon that he's got out of there, and I'm happy he's got a race seat, but I'd rather have K-Mag in the car. I just would. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know if you people agree with me there. But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, as always, to see much more F1 news and opinions just like this on the F1Chronicle.com. Have a great day. Have a great week. And if you want to join the biggest newsletter in Formula 1 in the world on Substack, head over to there, of course, become a paid member and become an F1 legend on Patreon as well. You get some exclusive member benefits, of course, and behind the scenes stuff, some extra content just for you guys. So yeah, see you soon, guys. Have a great day.